and female. It's indeed a good time to be alive. Today we wrap up on a series of stepping up. We've been on it. This series we stepped up for self and dreams, money game and world building, and now we're wrapping up with a call out. Woman, keep stepping up. Is our own radio. I'm here to keep you company wherever you may be. So let's do this, my beautiful people. Finding self, finding purpose. My name is Ezinne and I'm your host. Oh, you said you didn't have
it. Women are refreshing wells of courage and warmth. It's natural. Now is the time to identify truths of the best of you. Finding purpose by juggling life. Upyou empowers you with hope and inspiration. Stand up, speak up, sign up, shake up, soak up, set up, scale up. Upyou with Ezinne. Finding self, finding purpose.
Yes. Women, are you there? The topic today is woman, keep stepping up. Yes, it's not enough to just make one step and then run back in. No. We keep stepping up. We're social. Please follow us on all our social media platforms at Upyou with Ezinne on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. We'd love to connect with you and keep this conversation going long after this program has ended. So tell me, who is ready for this program? Women have been stepping up since from when they started parading in front of the White House for women's suffrage, the women's right to vote. Not because they're strong, but because they believe in a cause. But after all these years, it feels as if women haven't really taken enough steps because a lot still needs to be done. Well, stay with us while we ponder on this topic some more.
The conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Zobu, master.
Oh, Kandoka, you can do baby game. You know they carry last year. I said you want to tell me. Why you manaria? I tell you go DK. Big smoke.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I particularly like this song. The beat is so up. It makes me very happy. The time now is 8 minutes past 4, and you're tuned in to Up You with Ezinne on 98 point. You're tuned into Up You with Ezinne on 97.1. Oh, oh. Okay. And then the topic on the banner is woman keep stepping up and don't touch that dial.
omenala Igbo na-agụ agụụ na-atọ ụtọ ya ga-ekene egwu a ọ bụrụ ị ga-ekunye ọtọgbọ anya isolu gbaa ọ bụrụ ị ga-anọ na na-efe n'isi ọmagbuo onwe ya
No matter the matter, RTID. Come on.
Suffer for work, enjoy for heaven. This thing they happen to anyone. I come from nothing, enter many things, but this thing they happen to anyone. Yeah. I live the life that I love. I love the life
Remember, dear listeners, that all episodes of Up You with Ezinne are now up on our YouTube channel. Please go catch up, take the nuggets you need to run for your dreams and your life. Subscribe and leave us a comment. It will help us to serve you better. Remember, it's all about you. As usual, today we're streaming on Instagram at Upyou with Ezinne, at WFM917, and at RadioGarden.com. One school of thought has it that women have been stepping up to contribute their quota to nation building, but the men who are the custodians of power or gatekeepers are not throwing the doors open to welcome them. Another has it that women have broken the proverbial glass ceiling, and the women who have broken the proverbial glass ceilings are not helping others pull up. Either ways, women need to keep stepping up. Keep it locked on Up You with Ezinne. Let's learn together.
Mama, dem talk say you still dey go farm.
I just dey use and stretch
I no
body,
dey
my
like make
pikin.
you stress
You have
yourself.
less than 1 minute remaining. Make I rush, go buy credit.
Mama, I just sama you airtime with Airtel Me to you.
Yes, so show them say you carry them for mind. Share airtime and data with your family and party them on top Airtel Me to you with star 432 hash. You fit also press star 939 hash to take top up. Plus jollificate 100% a woof with smart cash. Where Airtel the power gidigba.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Women are simply amazing, great nurturers who spend most of their time, energy, and thought juggling life and family. Women are refreshing wells of courage and warmth. Up you, woman! Now is the time to find and identify your true self. Become the best you. Live your true purpose. Up You with Ezinne helps you begin the journey, empowers you with hope and inspiration. Tune in to Up You with Ezinne Kufre Kanem every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Up You with Ezinne will help you stand up, speak up, shake up, soak up, skill up, and serve up. It's 4 p.m. every Saturday on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Up You with Ezinne, finding self, finding purpose.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Up You with Ezinne on 90. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Up You with Ezinne on 91.7 Women Radio. Finding self, finding purpose.
Everybody knows say when you get street OT, your hustle must be.
Yeah, man. I don't rub that level.
You know waiting, you fit blow past waiting you think with the smart code. With Airtel, you fit recharge your line with your bank USSD code them, mobile app, or make you press star 939 hash to begin jollificate 100% awoof on top smart cash where Airtel the power gidigba.
You know who cash? No worry. Top up your Airtel line, the Ogbonge way on top your bank and other digital channel them.
Airtel, the smart.
Women are simply amazing, great nurturers who spend most of their time, energy, and thought juggling life and family. Women are refreshing wells of courage and warmth. Upyou, woman! Now is the time to find and identify your true self. Become the best you. Live your true purpose. Upyou with Ezinne helps you begin the journey, empowers you with hope and inspiration. Tune in to Upyou with Ezinne Kufre Kanem every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Upyou with Ezinne will help you stand up, speak up, shake up, soak up, skill up, and serve up. It's 4 p.m. every Saturday on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Upyou with Ezinne, finding self, finding purpose.
Yes. It's time to bring on our guest. The game changer is here. So it's time to bring on our guest. Our guest on the show today is Olalade Taiwo Salvador Bello, aka TOS. Miss Salvador, a Lagosian by birth, is the Lagos State Coordinator Women in Politics and Women for Women Forum. She's a former special advisor to the president of National Council of Women's Society, NCWS, a patron for Youth Initiative, founder, Women Warriors of Lagos State, WWLS, financial secretary for Brazilian Descendants Association, member of the educational team for the Brazilian Portuguese language, founder, TOS Educational Initiative, an NGO set to promote the culture of reading, writing, community, school garden, and leadership. Ambassador training in Lagos and beyond with the Brazilian Embassy. She holds an MBA and BSc degrees in criminology. Ms. Salvador worked as forensic case manager in the United States of America with the Mental Health Rehabilitations Community Program for the city of Miami and Broward County, Florida, a program called Transition or Fast Track. A philanthropist by nature, Salvador has done volunteer work with many organizations here in Nigeria and in the US of A. She has worked on Badagry Read Project, Book Club, Ikosi Ishari, Lanre Awolokun Senior High, Bagada and Ekoris Project. Worked with Badagry supervisors for education, Agege local government, Bariga local government, Kosofe local government education sectors. She worked very closely with Ministry of Education, SDG, Youth and Social Development, and Ministry of Local Government and Affairs. Her favorite pastimes are reading, traveling, gardening, photography, and being of service to humanity. She has 3 adult children. You wouldn't know that looking at her. Thank you, Lola. Good evening, and thank you for joining us today.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Lola, please, can you go a bit closer to your mic, please?
Yes,
So, you were saying to Lagos that you are what?
I'm fine.
Great. And Lola did not come alone. Great people don't walk alone. You never walk alone.
Yeah.
So she came in with Toyin. Hello, Toyin. How are you doing?
Fine.
Good. It's good to have you on the program today. And of course, I've got my Toby just right beside me as well. Toby, say hello to Lagos.
Hello, Lagos.
Good. So now let's set the stage for today. Are you ready?
I am always ready. Especially for women, I'm always ready.
Lola is a scout. Okay, so Lola, tell me, what's your perspective? Woman keeps stepping up.
Women keep stepping up. Why not? What do you want us to do? Step down? Hell no. We've
Hey.
got to step up in all that we do daily.
Mm.
And especially now, this is 2023. After COVID, we all survive. What else can we do? Step up and stand out.
Whoa, she's even added to it. She just doesn't want you to step up or keep stepping up. She wants you to stand out as you
Yes.
step up. Thank you, Lola. I love your perspective. He says, we survived COVID.
Yeah.
So what are we trying to be little for? Why are we playing small? You know that thing that says it's not your what Toby, it's not your what that frightens you. It's not your light that frightens you.
It's
It's
a
actually
shadow.
exactly. So we don't have anything to be afraid of. It's time to step up and keep stepping up. Okay. As a versatile education consultant,
Yes.
what role do you think education plays in a woman's ability to step up and to keep stepping up?
When you ask that question, I quickly do run out on the question.
Mm.
And beside reading all the whatever the Google might tells you,
Mhm.
when you look at the board, let's break it down now, people. Women,
Mhm.
education,
Mhm.
women, education.
Mhm.
They both go hand in hand. There is no us without this sound education. It says this education that can move and shake mountain. So we have to spread ourselves, our tentacles, in the area of education. We women, both young and old. During my journey through, since I came back to Nigeria,
Mm.
I saw there's one thing that's actually missing, and that is education. I'm
Mm.
talking about education of the poverty around you. What can you educate yourself on? What can you change? There's a whole lot of 1,100 businesses that you can do to source for income, self-sustained education. On health, you have to educate yourself as a woman from your head to your toe. We have the bag inside of us that house children. We
Mm.
have our brain, we have our chest, we have our whole body that we need to educate ourselves. How best can I self-sustain on health to take care of me? Do I need to do a breast mammogram every year? Do I need to check my health every day? Or what do I do? What kind of food do I eat to keep me grounded? So, a lot of things that we have to educate ourselves on. In this area, we have more to do.
Hmm. I like the angles you
Mm,
went to because you went to more than one angle.
yeah.
But I'm gonna face Tony now.
Tonya,
Tonia, yes, okay, Tonia. My bad, like
it's
they
okay.
say. I apologize. So Tonia, um, you see, there's a school of thought that says the government has done their bit in
Mm,
providing basic education. Our parents have done their bit,
mm.
sending us to schools. So the rest of what we need to survive falls squarely on us to educate ourselves. Do you agree with this?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I agree on it because we need to educate ourselves to enlarge what okay to enlarge what what we taught what we were taught in school. I mean the formal education.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to go out of that into concerning women generally. We need to know more about ourselves
Mm-hmm.
personally.
Okay, that's good. Toby, what's your opinion? Do you agree with that assertion?
I do agree with that. And then I also do think that as women, the first primary responsibility that we have, especially when we begin to have children, um, is educating the next generation. We may do it consciously, we may do it subconsciously, but more often than not, we tend to pass on things that we believe, things that we've experienced over the years to the children that we have within ourselves, I mean, within our family and children around us. So as women, we must always upgrade on that education that we have, such that we're imbibing into the next generation right values. Thank you.
You see, the onus to educate ourselves is on us, and it's a huge thing, because even Toby has taken it to a different angle. We need to be educated enough to be able to train up the next generation. Wow, wow.
Yes.
You women are fantastically brilliant, I must say. Now, your coordinator, Women in Politics,
Yes, of course.
L- Lagos chapter of
Yes.
WIPF.
Yes.
Okay, so what was women participation and voter turnout like in Lagos in the just concluded elections?
Women in politics. And when we mention women in politics, we have all parties in this platform.
Mhm.
No matter what party you belong to, we are all one. And on our platform, we speak our mind as a woman in politics. We spoke about education earlier, not just education of ourselves. That is one aspect of it.
Mhm.
But our community in government, what are we educating ourselves? How are we educating ourselves and our children? Just like what Toby said earlier, we should be able to educate ourselves and be able to pass it on.
Mhm.
How are we able to pass that on? Do you have somebody that's training you? I have. Barrister Berry is mine, the president of
That's a
Women in
national
Politics.
president.
Yes, she instilled a lot of information in politics, what you need to know, how you need to guide yourself. Those are basic. But you need to have somebody that is teaching you that, not to chaperone on going to a party. We women need to educate ourselves in politics. Now, talking about the number of
Mhm.
the past election,
Mhm.
it makes my heart break. And the reason why many of us are not well taught on the agenda of being in politics
Mhm.
and how we should interact in politics. What is grassroots? How can we handle the grassroots politics first before we go into to the mainstream? A lot of women shy away because of all the shenanigan or the story that you heard or the fighting or these. There's intimidation in there. We have to look at that very well and be able to manage intimidation. So that way you can move forward, stepping up and stepping forward in politics. So when you to look at the number of the past election in Lagos State, poorly, including me, we acted poorly in it. We didn't face it. We didn't prepare ourselves to face the challenge. A lot of people will complain about there's no money. You need money in politics. You need this in politics. You need that in politics. There's ways that you have to build yourself right from the grassroots up in order for us to have the percentage that we said we want, not just to be given an appointment, but to be able to practice the politics of your community, to know your grassroots and let these people bring you out. And even if anybody tell you, oh, go and say that it's not your time, your community will stand up because they know your strength and your worth. So this number, this past election in Lagos State, is not exactly leaning to the 35% that we're talking about.
Thank you very much. So therefore, you are actually saying, I want to paraphrase so that
Yeah.
I'll be sure that we're on the same page,
Yes.
that for us to that we didn't quite make a good impact, a good showing in this election.
No.
And for us to keep stepping up, we need to go down to the grassroots
Community.
and begin to touch lives
Impact
from
life.
there.
Put ourselves out there. Impact life.
Okay. Because I was going to say that I was looking at the results today and I only saw that 5 women
Mm-hmm.
made the Senate.
Yes. National.
Mm.
Sad.
But at least there's Lagos there.
Yes. One.
So you delivered Lagos.
Oh, we try.
Okay. All right. That's the reason why we must have to keep doing what?
I want to say something about women radio.
Tell us.
The way she handles and push forward and making sure that women are relevant in media.
Mhm.
And also having understudies young people that come and study and all that stuff. That's what we need to do.
Yes,
What you are doing today also, I love it and I like it. You have to be here understanding you. And you have to be here making you make sure that Toby understand what is going on and also have a voice. You understand? So a lot of us, as soon as we get a position or we're in a position of power, we neglect our other female, our youth, our young one that can take the baton forward. We're not going to be here forever, but we need to give them something down. Many of us in all the other ones on the top, ask them, because I always ask them, do you have anybody that's shadowing after you? Do you have anybody that you're taking along with you? At least each of us need to have at least 4 or 5 that we can say, okay, these are the mentee that I have. We cannot wait and be the only one championing all the time. They have a voice too, and they have ideas. You'll be surprised when you have them around you. You will be surprised what input and what ideas they'll be bringing to you. So
you're very correct, because if you remember in the intro, I did say that the women who have broken the glass ceiling
yes,
are not, pulling up the others to be able to do the same thing as well. So you see that thing that we all champion, women supporting women, women helping women. We need to go beyond mouthing it.
Thank you.
To now actually doing it.
Show and tell.
Yes, because you see, all of the noise that we made going into this election year to just produce 5 Senate members. And then when you look at the pedigree of the people that we produced, 2 former deputy governors. Yes, 2 former deputy governors. Mrs. Kingibe. Yeah, Ireti.
Yes, Ireti.
And then the children of some big politicians, right?
Tickets.
So what happens to the common woman on the street who desires to go and serve her people?
That's where our problem lies. And that's where we all need to stand up. It is not until you are a ticket of somebody or you already serve as something before you can now aspire for this position. I was talking to somebody in the car when we were coming, because we went to do, we'll get to that. And I said to the young men, look at what you just said. There's fire in you, there's passion in you, and you have something that is going on wrong in that area that you have 1,000 answer to. Stand up, do a banner, do a flyer, get out in your community, have these people support you. And then let somebody come and tell you, go and sit down, it's not your turn. So we women, we need to do that too. Look, do a banner. My community is on my mind. But you must have been doing something around your community.
We must be in the grassroots.
Be in the grassroots. Do something around that. The child next door can talk about you. I went to a market one time, and this is a very popular market in Lagos. I cover my head, I have a nose mask and everything. And the moment I just walked by, a pool of youth, and he looked at me and said, oh, I know her. I heard that. But I was like, pretend like I didn't hear what he said, because I was trying to cover my face and nobody see me. And somebody that was behind me now asked me, where did you know her? I said, oh, she always come to our school. She always come to our school. She did our library. So I stepped back, pull out my mask, pull out my sunglasses, and I just hug him. For him to have recognizes me with all my shakara that I'm trying to hide, that must have been a very good thing for him that day.
Yeah.
That, wow, I saw her here. And for him to be able to say it out, I must have been doing something good.
Yeah.
If I have been doing something bad all over, let me tell you, that's how those kids that they are growing up, they will notice you and say, that one, forget it. So. Whatever we do now, we are the one going up. They are the one coming. They are going to take that bag with them, either good or bad. They are going to take with it. And anywhere they spot you or your name comes up, let me tell you, they will break you down.
Because you see, the kids we're raising are not like us. They just speak their minds all the time. So let me just open the phone lines. The number to call is 07000 917 917. The number to text is 07031 756 537. I'll take that again. The number to call is 07000 The number to text is 07031 This is what always happens when I get talking with Lola. I get carried away and I forget to invite you in. Forgive me, dear listeners. Please bombard her now with all your questions. Okay, so Lola, while we're waiting for them to come in on the platforms for you, March is usually the month for women's celebration. You know, this movement has been gathering momentum since way back, since 1917, before the UN now adopted it in 1977.
Yeah.
If you look at that kind of time, you ask yourself, what is it now? So this thing has been on since 1917, and this is 2023, and we're still talking about the same things. Are you sure we are still supposed to continue to be stepping up? Or should we just resign ourselves to the fact that it's a man's world?
Resign to what? Resign to what? Me,
I'm
okay,
just
for
asking
me,
you a question.
I'm going to continue
Don't
to
attack
step
me
up.
with your eyes.
I am stepping forward, stepping up. I'm not sure about you, but for me, there is no way.
Shebi, I'm the one that invited you to talk about step up.
Shebi,
And now you're no longer sure about me.
I am talking about me.
Okay, it's all right.
And I'm sure the listener can testify to that too. Or they can say they might too. For me, Lola Day, I am stepping up and I'm not going down.
You
no
know,
backing down.
I like the way our president puts it, Ebere Ifeanyi.
Yes.
Ebere says every generation will step up for what they want to step up for, or the challenges in their generation. And when you're done, you pass the baton to the next generation. So really, there is no stopping. Once you've put your leg forward, there's no stopping. You just keep stepping up. You just keep stepping up, because the problems or the challenges that the next generation will find
is different from ours.
Exactly. Because I remember, or looking back, I mean, there was a time that women couldn't vote
at all.
So some people stepped up for us.
Yes.
And then now it's so easy. I can just take my PVC and just be saying anything I want to say and go to any polling booth and just be voting anybody I want to vote. Can you imagine such freedom?
People fought for that.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't understand. There's way back then, we women, we cannot think about getting a card to vote.
I think we should fight about the other room. The other room. We need to fight about it because I mean, when President Buhari came, he made a speech. This other room, and now President-elect although made another speech in the other room. What is going on?
What they mean by the other room, I will say, from what I understand, that the other room, without a woman, there's no them. I can be a president, but without her in that room, praying, fasting, reading, educating ourselves, educating the community, standing up for me, doing all this, there's no me.
I like the way you're trying to put it there, but we know what we know.
So, as we are women, if you know the power of you, women, you will not believe that it's the other room that you can stand up. There's way you can stand up. We can control the men. We know how to manipulate. We know how to take care of our men. If you know the power, with your education and your zeal, yes, you'll turn the other room into a palace.
Okay. I will just leave that conversation thread and go on to the one that I am standing sure-footed on. Lola, today's woman in Nigeria feels like her issues are peculiar. If you just talk to a woman in Nigeria, she just feels like, all these things besettling me. It's only my own. It's peculiar to me. Now, having lived and worked in different climes, is this feeling that the Nigerian woman has based on facts?
Not at all. We all have the same problem. If you live in China, if you live in Brazil, if you live in Bangkok, it's all the same. We have the same problem. But you can now generalize it and say in Nigeria, we're talking about religion, you're talking about ethnic, you're talking about culture, education, and it's because of our background, because of our history with all this issue. Different culture, does not allow the female child to go to school.
Mm.
Another culture embraces their female child to aspire to become a doctor. So it is all these things, and it's different from each country that I've visited. And it is us that will now decided on that. Okay, how can I manage this? This issue is out there. It's not stopping me unless I stop me from moving forward, from stepping out. So if you're talking about, okay, it's because of my culture, I cannot go to school here. We're talking about 2023. If you cannot go to a day school, you can go to adult education. You can school yourself online now. I've seen a person that it's from online, they're able to speak English from another language. So we have all the tools with us. We can be self sustained now. Pick the area where you want to change your life. There's no more excuse.
There is no more excuse. That's good to know. The number to call is 07000 The number to text is 07031 Lola, tell me,
Mm.
what's the role of subnational leaders in achieving the SDGs? Because I see that you are very, very interested in it.
Yes. Leaders plays a very crucial role in leading their community,
Mm.
in changing the narrative, our perspective about our community. Leaders should be able to delegate. Leaders should be able to recognize when to sit down and redirect. Not so in our part of the country. Some leaders still want to be the same, cutting, pasting, cooking, everything.
In the whole value chain, they're the ones playing.
They want to be the sole person.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see from there a lot of things in this, what we're going through right now. You should be able to have your mentee around you leading in different area. You should be able to recognize when to cut it off. A leader build, a leader does not destroy.
Mm.
So we have to look at it in the area of the SDG and how leader can help set the agenda for achieving this SDG. When you look at different role and match it with what's going on in your community, that is where you should be able to stand up and stand out. We need to reorientate our leaders in today's youth and the way they live. Our time is in the past now. The way they live before, do we have a iPhone? Do we have a phone that can even talk? Can we go online and say, okay, I want to Google what is going on in China today? We have to recognize that we are living in a different time. We're living in a different time. We need to accommodate our youth, bring them on board, let them train us, let them tell us their own way, things that they've seen that we don't even have the privilege to see. We pretend that we can see everything, but we don't. In Africa, they use adulthood to overshadow,
To oppress.
overshadow, overshadow the
Lala is
youths.
shaking tables. I'm not here. She's just shaking the tables.
Leaders are to raise awareness of how situation can be controlled. Leaders are to raise awareness to promote education, to promote self-sustain. I'm here now. I'm not in US or whatever my children are, but they are there to sustain themselves. If I didn't give them the tools to do that, how can they lead? How can they live their life?
Valid.
So we have to let them lead so we can lead them.
Thank you, Lola. You said several things, but you see, something caught my attention and I want to highlight it a bit. you said there are issues in our communities,
Mm.
which issues that can also be found,
Mm.
in the SDGs.
Yeah.
So we can take those issues, those things in the SDGs that are supposed to be achieved, and then take them into our community and meet the needs in our community.
Yes.
You only win when you're meeting a need. You must be solving a problem or meeting a need. That's one. That's very brilliant. That's a very good thought right there. And the second one is that we must be mentoring and raising people who can come after us. We can't make the shoes so big that they can't wear them. But thank God the youth that we have raised
today,
the children that we have, their shoes are even overtaking our own shoes. And they're in a hurry to push us out of the way. And that's why we must keep stepping up. Because the truth is, we're actually playing catch up when it comes to this time.
Oh, yes.
We're playing catch up to the Gen Zs because what they know, we're still analog. you know. So
I've seen a situation where a 2-year-old is Mommy, that's not how you say it. You say it like this, blah, blah, blah. And now you look at that little thing, 2-year-old.
No, if it's someone like me, I say it's my money that is making you tell me that.
So
it's my money that is making you tell me that.
Because they know, we think we know it all. And we don't know anything.
True.
You see the level of knowledge that we are able to use our money to get these people to now start telling us what to do. They're telling me how to eat and what I should be eating at this 50 plus. Wasn't I be eating something good all this time to get to this where I am now?
No, but you see,
No.
it's because they want to preserve you.
Thank you. My daughter made me understand why. She's telling me to eat at this time, to eat this, to drink this, to do that, and sleep. And when I take a look at it too, write it down, and I look at it and say, I think she's trying to preserve my life.
True. Let me tell you, post elections in Nigeria, all my daughter was doing was, so mom, how are you taking it? How are you coping? How are you keeping up? And I'm like, what's all this question every morning? How are you keeping up? Did you hear that we're going we're okay? He said, no, you've got to guard your mental health. I'm like, mental health.
And it's true.
Oyibo people,
It
when they
is
try,
it is true because some of the result of the election, when some people take the result, it's very dear to their heart.
Okay, we're not going there. Thank you very much, Lola. So we're going back to, I see that you're a long-time planner and player in the education sector.
Yes.
In fact, today, you have the Lagos Book Walk.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Education has been my number one goal to give back. Since I was in the US, I said, the only thing that I can give, I give you money, please slap me. Take that money and just put it away and don't even appreciate me. But if I give you the tools for education, if I give you all the necessary information and guide you, then I can go home and sleep. I started this NGO.
That's like teach them to fish
Yes,
instead of giving
don't
them
give
fish.
them fish. When I came back, I look around and I see that, the government are doing their part in our education sector, but they cannot do it all. There's what we call the community, the four corners of the classroom wall. Then when you step out of that, that's another education. There's one at home that you have to understand, you have to master. But there's other one that you need to guide yourself, that even your parents will not be able to give you. Reading and writing is number one key that everybody must master, no matter what. So when I came back, I was like, okay, the only thing I can do, let me start with the youth. I work in the criminal justice area in America with the juvenile and the adults in mental health. What I see over there sometimes breaks my heart. With everything they have in that country, education is still one thing that is not working well with some of them. Not everybody finished secondary school.
True.
So when I came here, I was like, okay, let's gather information. And if they can read and write first, then we show them how to find information to guide them. So we've been going all around the place, setting up book clubs. Any school that give me the opportunity to, public schools, I will come in and set up with my own money and my resource. Some schools we say no. Then I'll keep moving. Like you said, keep stepping.
Mm-hmm.
So we have different area, Ekpe, Badagry, Kurodu, Alimosho, Bariga area. We set up book clubs in the schools. So this is to empower them to be self-sustained. Today, when I look around today and say, okay, everybody is so focused on one side, and that's the election, and that is the campaign. But we have all our youth, all the little, she was there with me. All of them, they were just coming from left, right, and center. I didn't even put a banner today. They were just coming to the point that we have to tell other people that the book is finished. Oh. They have to go home.
Thank God for that
They
hunger that
need,
they have.
they need to be nurtured through this education sector. Whatever we do, I know some parents will, oh, I have to work, I have to do this, I have to do that. Please give him or her 5 minutes of your time to just read a line. Let him or her take that line with him everywhere. You will see a change in that little boy's life. So that's what we did today.
Thank you, Lola. Thank you, honestly, because a mind that is expanded can never go back to being the same.
Never.
And what you're doing is lighting a bulb inside of the children's head. Thank you. Thank you. Please do invite me to the next book walk. At least I'll achieve 2 things. I'll read a book.
Yep.
And I'll get some exercise.
Yes.
Okay, so time is not our friend, so we need to start to wrap up on the show. And so we're going to start from Toby. Toby, please give us your final words. What did you take out from today?
It was such an enlightening conversation today, and the one thing that stood out for me was the fact that I have gotten fired up to do more. Right, so there are times when it seems like, oh, I don't feel like doing anything, but when we understand that there's a generation waiting for us to step up and keep stepping up, such that they can evolve into the best versions of themselves, we would actually stand up and do the things that we want to do. So thank you, madam, for today's conversation.
Thank you. And she calls me madam. Okay, so Tonya, can we take your last words, please?
Yeah. In stepping up, especially for the women in politics, when you are stepping up, you need to step firmly, because there will be intimidation, there will be harassment, there will be dogged. You have to be dogged that yes, you want this to be done. Hop there, this should be decided, not coming down. Whatever it takes, because the men will harass you, but you have to stand your feet that yes, you want it to work, and it will.
Thank you, Tonya. We're going to keep stepping up and then try to be bigger than the harassments. Thank you. And you, Lola, can we have your final words?
I want to urge all women, wherever you are, whatever there's your background, your religion, your ethnicity, your language, your background in education. The only way and the only place you want to go to is up there. Step up in your home, in your business, in your relationship. Step up. Because stepping down is not the answer. It is not even the option for any of us. Any woman that's out there that's listening to us, step up and keep stepping. And when you keep stepping, stand up and stand out.
Thank you very much. I wonder if I'm supposed to be saying anything. I mean, when you have 3 closing remarks that are this beautiful, what is it I'm going to say to add to it? But well, since I'm host, I'm going to say something. And what I'm going to say is, woman, do not shy away from your destiny. It is your destiny. It is your purpose to step up and keep stepping up. The truth is, we are like yeast. You know, when you apply yeast to dough, it rises. When we apply ourselves to a course, the course gets better and better. So it's our turn, it's our generation now. And we need to do what? We need to step up, keep stepping up to fall into those roles that we want to do. So long as you can think it, you can actually achieve it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, you know. But then, of course, I will add, it is not a sprint, it is a marathon. So we just have to keep our energy, we have to keep our focus, and we have to do it nice. You know, like I was telling Lord the other day, everybody should come into Women in Politics Forum. Even though we're from diverse political parties, our language is clean, is respectful. There's no ruffle inside there. And sometimes, like I say to her sometimes, are we Nigerians in here? Or are we faking it? But you see, that's the rules we've set for ourselves in there. So kudos to our president, Ebere Ifendu. Kudos indeed to everyone who is engineering and shepherding that group. We're doing awesome, even if I say so myself. And I'm looking forward to and hoping that one day we'll step out of the group and become the yeast in the society, that we can all have our different ideologies and still be civil to one another. Like you said, though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood will stand. As Nigerians, first and foremost, we'll keep stepping up. Okay, so this is where we wrap up today's edition of Upyou with Ezinne. It's been another amazing one. Please make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Upyou with Ezinne, TikTok, all over social media. We have taken a 360 degrees approach to radio. We want you to enjoy our episodes in whatever form you prefer. And make sure you get copies of our books, Upyou and When Adversity Strikes, Fight. Thank you. Thank you. You see, Lola and myself have something in common. We love reading books. We love sharing books. We love people getting educated. Okay, enough of my talk. Thank you, everyone that is involved in creating this magic every week, starting with you, our dear listeners, our guests, our advertisers, the callers, the engineer on duty, my producer, the amazing Upyou team, the best radio station, WFM 91.7. You all stay strong. You stay blessed. You stay lifted. My name is Ezinne Kufrekanem. Until I come your way next time, it's Upyou.
Women are simply amazing, great nurturers who spend most of their time, energy, and thought juggling life and family. Women are refreshing wells of courage and warmth. Up you, woman! Now